What is up? What is up? We are back in the building. We're going live. Today we're gonna go live on Instagram too. Cause I got some things to say, man. I got some things to say. Um, I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna be great actually. Um, I really want to make sure everything is okay with this situation. But today we're gonna talk about Charleston White. We're gonna talk about Drex the joint. And we're going to talk about the African actor Djimon Hounsou. Um, Charleston White recently was on the Say Cheese podcast. He's always on there. And he has some pretty interesting things to say about Los Angeles, the gang culture, what I call the hypocritical gang culture. Um, it's real crazy. It's real crazy what he said. But what makes what he said so crazy is the fact that what he said was so damn true. And I'm from Long Beach, which is in LA County. It's right by LA. And what I know about this place is when you speak the truth, when you speak the truth, you're going to get a lot of hate, you're going to get a lot of flack, and you're going to get a lot of pushback. So anytime somebody speaks on LA, Long Beach, California, and the people from California start hating on them, start talking shit, 9 times out of 10, that just means they spoke the truth. You guys see me on the Viral Way podcast, y'all see me on different podcasts, and one thing you're gonna notice is when you start speaking facts, niggas gonna start hating. They're gonna start hating, they're gonna start trying to talk about you, they're gonna start to try to reduce everything down to a joke, because that's what black people do best. Take shots at you, and then when they realize like they can't bully you, they're gonna try to, oh bro, I was just joking. So what I want to do first is something that a lot of these places don't do. I'm gonna play the clip of what Charleston White said that had everybody so mad. And when I play this clip, I want y'all to let me know how my sound is, because when I say what I want to say, I don't want to be no confusion. I don't want people to say, oh, the audio messed up, none. So just give me a 1. All my people, Instagram, I see y'all in there. Shout out to y'all. Give me a 1 in the comments on StreamYard, on Instagram, wherever else, X, all that. Give me a 1 to let me know that you could hear me loud and clear. And we about to play what Charleston White said that hurt these fools' feelings.
I want it everywhere. California lost its sauce.
So you think it was the weed that made it exclusive at a time?
It was. Once they killed Nipsey Hussle, homie, it's like a dark cloud been hanging over them ever since. Then they killed PNB Rock. Just dry killed the brother, homie. So LA's been
Pop Smoke.
Pop Smoke, yeah. So they just dry killed him, homie. So then when you see what go on over at No Jumper, so homie, it's just not a healthy place to go to. It's not a place that you go if you want to be vibrant, if you want to be progressive, and you sure don't go there trying to connect with other black people.
Really?
Man, you better not go to LA trying to connect with other black people. And you sure can't connect with the Mexicans, because the Mexicans don't connect with black people out there. Black people don't connect with black people out there. So they so divided with the gang culture, homie. Why would anyone want to go there if they're trying to be progressive and elevate and upgrade their life? California is a downgrade.
So you feel like in LA, black people only connect with their neighborhood?
Yeah.
Outside of their neighborhood is no connection.
They only connect with their sets. And the gang culture is a bully culture. All they is a bunch of bullies. So when they leave outside of LA, homie, that gang culture don't bully nobody. It only bullies you in LA. So because the gang culture supersedes all other cultures, and the gang culture is a subculture. So black culture, hip hop culture, all that takes second nature, homie, to the subculture what the gangs bring and provide. So when I lived out there, I lived off Imperial, Vermont. I lived on the borderline of the Denver Lane Bloods and the Hoovers. Every day I wore coveralls and cowboy boots with a cowboy hat. That's how I was able to play past the gang culture.
You never got approached?
Never got approached. How you approach look like a cowboy? Never got approached.
But you're not from there, so it's like, yo, where you from?
All right, so no lies told with the situation. What Charleston White was saying was 100% true. California, and I'm not going to say California, I'm going to say the black community in California, what's left of it, is dominated by gang culture. I don't care if somebody is a person working is an executive. I don't care if they have a great paying job, they got a family, all that stuff. Basically, these people will tell you where they're from just to validate who they are. It could be somebody living in Pacific Palisades, a black person. Let you make that person mad or let that person try to get a point across. They're going to be like, nigga, I'm from 59th and Crenshaw. Like, they're going to throw that out there because in the black community in LA, who you are is validated by how much you come in contact with degeneracy, right? That's just the way it is. You can't be like, man, I graduated from Harvard, top of my class. They're going to think you're a punk. They're going to think you're a sucker. They're going to think you a bitch. But if you be like, nigga, I'm from 57th and Budlong. I'm from neighborhood crib. People out here for some reason respect that. I don't get that. You know, and I'm from here. I don't understand why that carries so much weight. To me, it's just like, okay, you know, you're a scrawny nigga that does meth. To me, no matter where you're from. So I want you to take what Charleston White said, right? Because I saw my guys over at the Viral Way podcast. They was talking about Charleston White saying that there's a dark cloud over LA since Nipsey Hussle got killed. P&B Rock, Pop Smoke. And these dudes were basically like, I mean, I'm going to be honest, they just had the reaction that gang people or people respect gang culture have. It became about Charleston White being a punk and he ain't gonna say that in front of niggas' face, or, you know, this type of stuff, because the truth can't just be called the truth. Like, you know, I'm in a gang, you know, I'm from a gang, but I'm man enough to understand that even though I was a part of that culture, what's being said is true. That's not all I am. Some niggas got nothing going for themselves other than being in a gang. And I'm gonna be real with you. Niggas like that are lame, straight up. Like, y'all looking at these dudes, you see them on these podcasts and nigga, I'm from this hood and that hood and that hood and that. Man, all you're looking at is weak-minded individuals who cling to degeneracy so much because, like, for them, they like in an ocean, right? The world is like an ocean. And they swimming, but they can't swim that well. Their degeneracy is like a little lifesaver for them. They like, if I cling, like, I could cling to this little like buoy of degeneracy, or I could let it go and try to swim towards the shore and like get out of this ocean. Some dudes are so fearful to let go of that buoy of degeneracy, that little life raft of degeneracy, they'll never be able to swim and make it to shore. They just like everything starts and ends with, like, you hear dudes bragging about going to jail. Look how stupid that is. Niggas is talking about how tough they are from catching fades in the county jail, and I'm hard. Listen, guys, none of these niggas are tough. I promise you, no nigga talking about how many people he beat up in the county jail or in prison is tough. You want me to tell you why they're not tough? They're not tough because when you fight in the black community and when you fight among hoodlums and gangsters, it's not a real fight. If you guys fight, they have rules. They have these like specific set of rules that you have to fight within, like it's some type of boxing match where if you go outside of those rules, everybody around say, no, homie, break this shit up. A real fight is like what you see in the UFC. You throw hands, dude might tackle you on the ground, beat the shit out of you, bite you, you know, hit you with elbows and knock you out. Go to any hood in Long Beach, any hood in LA. Y'all could go from the shoulders. Let the nigga hit the ground. You can't jump on top of him and start beating his ass, which would be the true test of a man. Like, once I get you on the ground, are you strong enough to get up and keep fighting? No. The niggas around gonna break it up and be like, no, stand them back up, and they could go from the shoulders again. That's not fighting. That's not real fighting. They do the same shit in the county jail. That's not real fighting. They're cowardly. You go to county, I've been to the county. You fight somebody in county, you ain't just fighting him. You got to fight him plus 5 or 6 other dudes from the same hood as him. So when you didn't have 4 fights, how is the dude gangster who fought you for the 5th fight, you already tired and you worn out, and he might get you, might knock you on the ground or knock you out, and he goes out telling everybody, yeah, I whooped that nigga's ass. No, that nigga's a bitch. And it's a bitch ass culture that would say one guy gonna fight 5 dudes in a row, and the 5th dude might get him because he's exhausted, and that dude gonna go around LA and Long Beach bragging about beating you up. Does that sound like an honorable? Does that sound like the culture of someone who's brave? Like use your mind. Use your mind. And if you catch that same dude and like, hey bro, run that. I need you to run that because in the county you got me because I have fought 6 dudes. He's a coward. He's not gonna do it. So I be trying to like give people perspective because that's what Charleston White is talking about. It's a cowardly bully culture where Negroes are emboldened because they are in numbers. But you run into those same people by themselves, and those dudes are as humble as pie, dude. They're humble pie. They don't want none of that smoke that you bring in unless they got a bunch of people behind them or they got a pistol with them so they could try to shoot you. Charleston White spoke no lies. Like, bro, Nipsey Hussle got killed by his own homie. How many people from LA did you see condemning what happened? How many people? The dude is still alive. Dude was in jail. He's in jail. He's still living. He's still living. Even though bro committed a cowardly act. You know what niggas in LA said? Oh man, that's just the way the game go. That's just how it go. What? You got a dude who putting on for the city, giving brothers opportunities, elevating that community, you know, actually putting his money where his mouth is, not being like the rappers from Long Beach, where I'm from, who don't do shit for the city, or the niggas from Compton who don't do nothing for where they from. That dude was actually putting his money where his mouth is publicly, not talking about old niggas are hating on it and all these excuses that they make to do nothing for you so they could go live next to white folks, right? They said nothing. There was no type of awakening or realization when that happened. And guess what? He came, he died, he's gone. Those Negroes around there is still doing the same thing. Charleston White spoke on PNB Rock. Only in the black community, specifically in LA, is a person who is black in more danger being in this community than they are being they could be in the hometown of the Grand Dragon of the KKK and be more safe than they are in LA. Like, I promise you, PNB Rock could have literally went and sat and ate food right next door to the house of the Grand Dragon of the KKK, and he would have been safer than he was at that Roscoe's over there on Main in Manchester. Nipsey could have been standing in the middle of Alabama in an all-white neighborhood. Nipsey Hussle could have been standing in the middle of a Klan rally, and he would have been safer than he was in front of his own store on Slauson and Crenshaw. But then Negroes would get on the internet and talk about racism and white supremacy. But I'm telling you that's just the way they deflect from the bullshit that they're doing. That's like a wolf telling you, like, yo, you really need to be worried about that fox over there. That's the real problem. No, this is a damn wolf looking at you. A wolf doing more damage is more threatening to you than a fox. Any day of the week. So when you talk about, you know, Charleston White and come at him, oh, he's dissing LA and all that stuff. No, LA is disrespecting itself. And Charleston White is just commenting on that. He's just giving you commentary on that. And a real man can accept when he's wrong, because the first step to solving a problem is to admit that you have a problem. And if you can't do that, one, you're not a man, you're a coward. Two, you'll never have anything but what you got. And let me tell you the most fakest part of LA that even Charleston White didn't point out. These niggas will be out here getting money. They'll be getting money legit. They'll have a good ass job, making 100,000. You know, some of them $150,000 a year working at the refinery or doing HVAC or whatever. A nigga will be, he'll have a house, a family, a wife, kids. They living in a nice neighborhood, a nice white neighborhood safely. That same nigga will be turning young black men into crash out dummies in the hood where he from. He'll never invite them to break bread with him in his house. He'll never even let them know where he lived. But he'll be pulling up on these young dudes, encouraging them to do things that's going to land them in jail for multiple years. Football numbers, right? I'm keeping it a buck with you. I'm telling you the facts. So when you look at LA and you see old gang banging culture, and people are entertained by that. But it's a clown show. That's why niggas are entertained. It's just for entertainment. Unfortunately, it's like the Roman Colosseum. People is dying out there, dying in the Colosseum, and people over there cheering. But when it's all said and done, the people cheering it on, they get to just get up and go home. And just like in Rome, who was the ones dying? Slaves, right? And that's what you see out here in these streets. These niggas are slaves to their emotions. They're slaves to their insatiable desire for the blood of other black men, like vampires, right? And people celebrating and cheering on. And then there's Negroes who try to come and add meaning to it. This shit has no meaning. Just one dumb nigga trying to murder somebody else who's dumb, right? Just somebody lost in the sauce, but too cowardly to admit that they need help and that they just don't know everything and they need some guidance. They know they need help. They know they need guidance. But instead of dealing with it, right, they would rather project toughness, pretend to be a fake tough guy, and you got to pay the price. Because killing other black men is their coping mechanism. That's how they cope with, that's how they deal with their feelings of inadequacy. I want to segue that into this situation with this kid, Drex the joint, right? The little Mexican boy who all the black people is getting on bro, saying that he should have said something when his Mexican homies was saying the N-word in front of him. I got people on the internet talking about, oh, bro he's a bitch, he's a mark, oh, bro, this and that. He's a black person from a Mexican gang. You know, he should have never let that fly. Bro's living in Santa Ana, right? First and foremost, you're ignorant. That dude is not a black person from a Mexican gang. That dude is a black Mexican who is from a Mexican gang. If you've ever been to Mexico and it wasn't just getting fucked in Cancun, you would understand that there are entire communities of Mexican people who are darker than me. They're indigenous people to that area and they're darker than me. And the reality of the situation is they become so accustomed to dealing with open racism that they're not ignorant like us. They're not going to let somebody saying the word nigger drive them into a frenzy to where they're ready to crash out over it. They're like, dude, we've been hearing this shit our whole life. I'm not about to act up and throw away my opportunity because somebody said the N-word. Who cares? On top of that, we call each other nigga, nigga, nigga every damn day. You think just because you put an A on the end and they put an ER on the end, it's different? It's not the same thing. It's the same thing. The word nigger means stupid person. The word nigga means stupid person. It's the same meaning with a little bit. It's the same word with a little bit of twang on the end of it. That's it. So you could say nigga, nigga, nigga all day, but if they say it with the hard ER on the end, all of a sudden it's different. And you need to go at these dudes and do this and do this and do that. Bro, black people are killing, literally murdering other black people. Black men are in the streets of LA murdering other black men, but they're going to tell you that somebody using the N-word is hurting them? I mean, use your brain. You're telling me that this dude, bro, you'll sit on the internet and watch 4 extras tell you how he beat this nigga up, beat that nigga up, beat this nigga. You'll sit up and watch somebody from neighborhood talk about how they Hoover K and all this shit, and you'll be watching that and celebrating it. But let a Hispanic dude say the word nigger and oh my God, you're clutching your fucking pearls. That's because black people innately are hypocritical. Literally, it's arbitrary reasoning. One person can do it and it's not a problem. One person can do something way worse and it's not a problem. But let another person do it. Now you all up in an uproar. You're all up in a tizzy trying to tell somebody they need to go at this person and go after that. Go after that. If I was Drex the Joy, I would have said, nigga, look, when you start enforcing justice in your own shitty community where you can't even walk down the street at night without getting killed, then you can tell me that I need to hold somebody accountable. How a bunch of black people who don't hold nobody accountable gonna tell a kid that he needs to go hold somebody accountable? Listen, we don't hold people accountable for the shit they're doing, but you want him to hold somebody accountable for the shit they're saying. Bro, it's freedom of speech in this country. You technically could say whatever the hell you want to say. Black people say what they want to say all the time. If I say cracker, this and all types of stuff, and somebody say something to me, I can say they're racist because they're trying to come at me. I'm keeping it real with you. We will watch somebody, bro. We will have friends who are murdering people in our own community. And that's the homie. I went to school with him. He cool. But because some random Mexican says the N-word, oh my God, how could he say that? So if he's racist for saying the N-word, what are you when you're killing other black people? That's just my question to you. So now what you're saying is worse than somebody murdering black folks. And we all know some killers. And they ain't killing Mexicans, they ain't killing whites, they ain't killing Asians. They got 10 bodies and every one of them look just like him. But he's cool though. He get to become a rapper and talk about the chopper and how I got the ops, and y'all gonna go buy his music and celebrate and dance and shake your ass to it. Like, I'm tired of the hypocrisy and the fact that it's grown ass men 35 through 45, 50 who will get on the internet and get up there and indulge and engage in that type of hypocrisy. It's just sad. It's actually pathetic. It's pathetic. I'm telling you, bro, straight up, like, niggas are projecting strength. Like, it's all posturing. I'm tough. Bro, these niggas can't last 30 seconds in a real fight. I promise you. They cannot last 30 seconds in a real fight. They will be out here huffing and puffing. Only way they could last is if when you get to beating on their ass, they homies gonna come break it up. That's why they fight like that. I want to get in there and take a shot at you, flailing like a bitch. And if I hit you and you get knocked out, I win. But if I don't hit you and you punch me in my shit and I get on the ground, just keep them off me. Make sure you don't stomp my ass out. Bro, I've been in enough fights to know that, bro. Like, I've been in enough fights to know that. Period. And I think on Instagram, these dudes block my stream. Because you know what happens when you start speaking facts, they start reporting you. So it is what it is. But I'm just telling you guys, like, it's so much bull crap going on with this situation. It's not even funny. But they're trying to tell a kid that he got to hold somebody accountable when they got grown dudes in their own community that they know personally doing BS, and they won't even say nothing to him. They won't even say nothing to him. Bro, you'll watch somebody put down a line of cocaine in front of you and snort it and won't say nothing. But Drex the joint got to jump up on his homies. He'll be like, hey, homie, you can't say that. What the? So stupid. Some of the stupidest stuff I've ever heard or seen. But this is how we operate in our community. Hey, they reported me on Instagram. See, that's why I don't be going live on like Instagram and stuff. They just love reporting people, and they'll report it just because you're talking about their favorite gangbanger. These people literally out here these people nowadays got favorite gang members like they talking about football teams. Oh, I like this guy. I like that guy because he's a hood booger. I like this dude and that dude because he's from this gang or that gang. It's the stupidest stuff. It's the stupidest stuff ever. But I'm going live again on it. Charleston White. This is LA. Drex the joint. Hypocrisy. All right, I'm gonna start it again over here. I think I could just I'm just gonna. Okay. Let me see if it's gonna show up. Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, yeah. They literally they're not letting me go live on Instagram right now. That's the way it is, though. That's the way it is, though. It's probably gonna end again. Yep, they won't let me go live on Instagram. It doesn't even matter. But I'm just telling y'all, man, like, just if you really want to know, like the dudes who are the realest ones from anywhere, they're the ones who are man enough to tell the truth about the situation in their city, right? They're not gonna sit up and try to fake the funk. I don't know what these dudes gain for that, like from that. Like it's almost like in the Bible where it tell you like the sins of the father shall like they shall be like executed upon the sons, right? Like your kids will pay for the dumb shit you're doing. That's what we're experiencing in LA. In LA, you got a bunch of grown ass men who don't want to be men, right? They want to keep perpetuating nonsense because that is the only world in which they are relevant, right? I had the same discussion with Melvin Farmar. People talking about when we gonna stop the violence, when we gonna end the gangs. These Negroes ain't never gonna end the gangs. That's why when you hear these dudes talking about, oh, they want to have a truce, a gang truce or something like that, that's bullshit. Why would somebody whose entire claim to fame is being in a gang want to end that gang? Because if you end that gang and you really get rid of the gang culture, he becomes a nobody. He just becomes a 55-year-old diabetic. But at least in the context of the gang, he's somebody. He's OG whoop-de-wop, whoever, right? They don't want to end it. They want to keep riding the wave. And even if that wave consumes their children and generations down the line, they don't care because that's what makes them relevant. But a real man is like, look, if who I am, if I have to die, right, to teach my kids something, I'm willing to make that sacrifice as long as they learn something, right? If I have to die so that my kids can thrive and survive, let that be the case. These dudes don't even gotta die. All they gotta do is let go of their ego. All they gotta do is let go of their foolish pride. Who cares what gang you was from? You 55 years old, bro. Who cares? Walking around looking like Melvin from off a Baby Boy, talking about, yeah, I'm from this and that. Trying to push up on a nigga mama. And when black men understand that it's cooler to put the colors down and just be like, you know what I mean? I'm out here trying to give you wisdom. Instead, I'm not out here trying to teach you how to be a better criminal. I'm out here trying to teach you how to be a better man or a better woman or a better father, whatever. That's when we're going to start making progress. But we don't care about that. I promise you, if you walk through LA, bro, there used to be communities that were dangerous that like Mexican people lived in, right? Those communities, for the most part, are peaceful now. You could walk through like traditionally Hispanic areas where like maybe in the 90s it was gang ridden and stuff was going down. Those neighborhoods are peaceful. Bro, as the Negroes moved out and got priced out of LA, LA became more peaceful. And now if you go to LA and you see like where the like the crime is happening in LA, it's only really happening where the black people are. Like go to LA and go to the streets where it's like, bro, don't go over there. It's where the black people are. I promise you. You could go through Watts now and walk around in Watts. You could be all up on 89th and Central. You're good. You can walk all through those neighborhoods. You ain't under threat until you get down to 103rd where the last remaining black folks is at. I'm telling you, straight up. Ask anybody. It's so crazy because those cities are becoming more peaceful because there's other groups there in larger numbers now. So black people can't be like bullying people and trying to like, bang on people and coming at them like that. So when you talk about gentrification and all this stuff, like I look at the people like you're sounding ignorant. Because when I hear gentrification, I hear safety. I hear safer neighborhoods and better communities. What is the opposite of gentrification? Leaving it the way it was. Leaving it the way it is. I promise you. I promise you. Let me tell you. Okay, so I used to be in Watts, right? There's a area right there called right off of 89th, 90th. There's this, it's like a blood neighborhood. It's on both sides of the street is Bloods, right? So y'all know Gavin Newsom they let a bunch of the gang members out of jail these past couple of summers, right? Okay, so when I was first, because I was keeping my dogs over there, when I first started going over there, all these hood dudes, these blood dudes and hood dudes from there, they were locked up. They were in jail. The neighborhood was peaceful, bro. They passed new legislation to let these dudes out of jail. Great. Can I get a hot tea, please? Yeah. Lemon? Do you have lemons? Yeah, please. Thank you. Okay, so when I first started going over there, all these dudes was in jail, so it was like peaceful, right? They passed the legislation to reduce the prison population. Next thing I know, I see dudes hanging out on the corner. They got red and black on their hood. They banged out. I'm like, I didn't even know it was bad. I didn't even know it was like that over here. People start telling me, yeah, they let all the gang members out of jail. These dudes start doing crimes. They start going back to jail. Guess what? The neighborhood got peaceful again when they start getting locked up. While they was out, people was getting shot. You couldn't walk around. You couldn't even walk to the store without getting hit up. Like, it was crazy how that neighborhood totally changed when the black element was reintroduced. But let me tell you the coldest part. And Roland, if you are Vermont, you know this. When they let the dudes back out, the black dudes back out, they returned back to their neighborhoods, but they was homeless. They couldn't find no place to live because the cost of living had went up in that neighborhood. And all the houses where they grannies and uncles and grandmas and stuff used to stay, those houses, they had sold the houses, right? So they were homeless. They were literally gang members living on the corners in tents, bro. Hanging out like they had a hood meeting. And when nightfall coming to get 10, 11 o'clock, homie is crawling in a tent to go to sleep. That's how desperate they was to go back to their hood. Then when they broke up the encampments, the little shanty towns, they had to leave and the neighborhood was peaceful again. You got in LA right now, dudes who banging, I mean, they super Crip, super blood, all this. These dudes go to jail, come out, and can't even afford to live in the community where they grew up at and where they caused all types of trouble at. So they pitch a tent on the sidewalk just so they could stay over there and be like, yeah, bro, I was in the hood today. And they broke that up, so now those dudes can't even be in their own hood. This is the true facts. This is shit that Charleston White ain't even gonna tell you. This is pure 100% facts, right? All these dudes were doing was terrorizing their own hood or their own community. All they were doing were terrorizing the community where they grew up. And people brag on that. They brag on that like that's something to be proud of. Can you, like, that's something to be proud of? Hey, yeah, homie, I made my community where I grew up unlivable. Celebrate me. I'm the OG. That's what gangbanging is, essentially. Being born into a community, then being a part of the element that makes that community unlivable. To where if a black person wants to raise a family, they gotta leave. And then ultimately they leave and you end up getting pushed out. The black people who could afford to live there leave because it's unsafe. And then other groups come in, they buy up all the houses and stuff, and then they basically got the strength in numbers, and now you gotta leave. They calling the cops on you, getting you pulled up, dragged up out of there. I'm telling you. This is what it is. And people will sit up and glorify that. I promise you, when you watch stuff like No Jumper, that is the last dying remnants of gangbanging, of black gang culture. So enjoy. Eat it up. Eat it up. Eat it up. Because if it was so special and amazing and great, them Negroes wouldn't need for Adam to pay them for them to get on the internet and talk about it. You see what I'm saying? You don't even, they're thrilled to death about it and can't even gatekeep it. A white dude right now is making more money off of gang culture in America than any black person. He didn't have to live it. He didn't have to go through it. He didn't have to survive it. But he is cashing out on it. He is cashing out on it. He is laughing all the way to the bank with it. And I don't knock him. I don't got an issue with him. Do it, homie, because these Negroes is too dumb to do it. They can make money telling their stories about what, these dudes. Listen, man, a lot of people got issues with dudes like John Singleton, right? They got issues with movies like Boys in the Hood, right? Telling a gang member story, telling your experience, right? Telling a gang member story used to be so epic, they would make a movie about it. When a gang member decided to open his mouth up and really lay out his experience and what he went through, it used to be so deep and heavy that they would make a movie out of it. How do you think you got movies like Boys in the Hood, Menace to Society, South Central, etc.? These dudes would take that, make it a blockbuster film, and make multiple millions of dollars and make black people Hollywood stars. We are down so bad at this point that a Negro telling the story ain't good for shit but 10 minutes on No Jumper. Let that sink in. We went from our stories being major blockbuster films to being worth nothing more than 10 minutes on No Jumper, bro. Real talk. I mean, bro, you look at a dude like Crip Mac, right? The shit Crip Mac be talking about and the stuff Crip Mac could tell you he went through and all these dudes, 4 extras and all this stuff, man, this shit is worthy of blockbuster movies. This shit should be being written in scripts and sold to production companies for millions. Now you get to see this shit in a 10-minute clip. And you don't even get nothing off of it. Nobody becomes a star of that shit. Adam get richer. Shout out to him. But what are you getting? You're literally selling the last remnants of that culture for pennies on the dollar. We ain't nothing but a vaudeville show now. A vaudeville act. Gang banging is like I Love Lucy now. In living color. Okay, you're from where? Okay, you gonna get up here and do your shit. Your goofy shit. Okay, you from there? Okay, now you gonna get up here and do your goofy shit. You from here, now you gonna get up and do your goofy shit. What? That's what it's about? I'm just speaking the facts. I'm just speaking the facts. And like Charleston White said, once you leave California, that shit don't mean nothing. The dudes at the viral was like, oh, this shit didn't went worldwide. Yeah, it has. And what is it doing? Nothing. Ain't no gang from California that took over no city, nowhere. Just exporting degeneracy. Exporting degeneracy. My cousin is in Atlanta. He a 20 Crip. 20 Crip is in Long Beach. He's in Atlanta banging 20 Crip, bro, in jail for life. Now what? He been in prison for like 20-something years now. How did that benefit him? How did that benefit him? My family members went out there, they gangbangers. They got him all excited about that. He got put on the hood. He went out, he doing crazy shit. He's in prison for life now. How did that benefit him? How did he win from that? I would feel guilty if I was the person who put a battery in somebody back to make them do something to where they spend the rest of their life in prison. But these dudes don't care. Now they get to be out making money, having families, buying homes and stuff once they mature, and you get to live for the rest of your life in a jail cell because at some point in your life, pleasing these dudes and impressing them was of so much value to you. Isaiah, all right, I got you. I see you, bro. But yeah, so I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm man enough to tell you ain't shit respectable about this shit. Ain't shit respectable about California gangbang culture, especially from the black side. It ain't nothing respectable about this shit, man. All these years of gangbanging, what do these niggas control? Nothing. All these years of gangbanging, getting put in jail. We have had more bodies in prison and jail in California than anybody. We don't even control jail or prison. Mexicans control that. Mexicans control that. People talk about, oh, the riots used to jump off with the Mexicans. What riots? These fools ain't doing nothing against those Mexicans. They ain't doing nothing but beating up each other in jail now. It's so bad when they have a riot in jail now. My friend, my homie, he rest in peace now. He said, bro, it's so bad now. Blacks and Mexicans get into it. The Mexicans tell the blacks, y'all can all, whoever don't want to get their ass fucked up can go stand in this corner and we ain't gonna touch you. But if you over here, it's going down. That's something to be proud of. That's something to be celebrated. Now, that's from what I heard. I haven't been to county jail in a long time. Man, oh, John Doe, facts. Niggas will be cool in jail. As soon as they get out of jail, go back to hating on each other and smoking each other. Right? Man, look, I love it. I didn't even know Cowboy had a clothing store. I'm gonna go over there and shop with him. What's the name of the store? I'll go over there and cop a couple things. I just was at the Snoop Dogg clothing store and bought some stuff over there. Man, I support anybody doing good business. The problem with this gangbanging stuff is every element of the universe, every signal from the universe is telling black people we gonna have to evolve to survive. And part of our evolution is letting go of this degenerate gang culture, man. Part of our evolution is to stop celebrating, negative shit that basically does nothing but make our communities unlivable. That is the evolution that needs to take place. And that's the same thing like people like Tupac used to talk about it. Like, learn to see you as a brother instead of two distant strangers. Like, and that's how it's supposed to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we've been hearing this shit since the 90s. But it's like they listen to the music, but they didn't connect to it in any way, shape, or form. How do you have somebody like Tupac who had such an amazing impact? How do you have somebody like that followed by drill rap? The only way somebody could have lived through Tupac, you know what I'm saying, real music, where people actually spread some type of positive message within it, is if, and then identify and promote drill and shit like that. That person is just a straight degenerate. There's no hope for a person like that. Like, if you knew, they used to say, if you knew better, you would do better. There's a lot of people out here who know better and just don't give a fuck about doing better. Pico and Maine, I got you. Take Pico all the way to downtown LA. He has a big mural of Nipsey on the wall. You can't miss it. All right, I got you. I'm gonna go through there. Man, look, man, I love that. I love hearing these dudes with their stores and all that stuff. That's the way to keep, Nipsey's legacy alive. But you know what's crazy as fuck? They can't even open that shit in that neighborhood no more. It would be unwise for them to do so. Because look at what happened in Nipsey trying to put those businesses in that community. Like, do you realize how many people came to Crenshaw and Slauson just because his store was there who would have never, ever. I remember I would go over there because I like to eat at Woody's Barbecue, and it would be like Japanese, but it'd be people like from other countries over there just to shop at the Marathon clothing store. To have that kind of impact, and then to have some punk ass nigga, take Nipsey Hussle's life, man. Like, that dude shouldn't be able to walk nowhere. That dude shouldn't have been able to go nowhere. They should have had that dude. They should have put that dude in prison in another state. Right? He took the mural down because people whacked it out. Yeah, just terrible. And I bet you the people who whacked it out was black. I'm telling you. But people get on this internet celebrating that type of stupid shit. And when you celebrating gang culture, you're celebrating that type of dumb shit. We got the internet now, homie. We got so much information now. Back in the day, people didn't have this type of access to information. So I could understand why you would be lost in ignorance. You a young kid, some dude older than you, buff dude, 22-inch arms, he telling you some shit that don't really make no sense, but all you looking at is what he got and what he able to do. So you like, what he's saying might not make sense, but if he's able to get to where he is or get what he has with this type of thinking, maybe if I adopt that way of thinking, I'll at least get there. People will look up to me and respect me. I understand that. But at this point, where you got a damn computer in your pocket called a cell phone, it ain't no excuse crashing out for somebody else. There ain't no reason to do that. No more. You're doing that because either you got a bloodlust for the blood of other black people, or your ass just don't give a fuck about nothing. What's your thoughts on gangs like Crips and Bloods traveling to Japan, Korea, Africa, UK, etc.? I'll tell you. Well, shout out to you, Premium Network. I'll tell you this right now. These gangs could go anywhere, but I promise you those gangs will not dominate the culture of those places like it do the black community. Ain't nobody going to Japan talking about, I want to go to Japan to meet the Japanese Crips. Ain't nobody going to the UK like, I want to go to the UK to meet the Crips in the UK or the Crips in Africa or the Crips in Korea. For those people, it's just like, it's a subculture, right? And Charleston White talked about this. It's a subculture. It's really like a niche culture. And it's really just a hobby. It ain't no real, there ain't really no blood and shit being spilled over that shit. Not really like that over there. And in any of those places, if you say, yo, I'm from Amsterdam Crip, those people there will laugh at you. Those people don't got no pull or no sway or no control over nothing. Anybody who try to take something from somewhere where they ain't even from and try to execute that in their place is just a goofy, a damn follower, a mindless, degenerate idiot, right? That's like me being in California trying to walk around in a ninja suit every day. People will laugh at my eyes like, what are you doing? You're stupid. That's the equivalent. That's the equivalent of what that is. Mexicans are the lead gangsters in California. Yeah, but you don't even see too many Mexicans like gangbang down no more like that. Like you used to see Mexicans, they wearing like the Pendleton and the Ben Davis pants, and they would have the Cortez shoes and all that stuff. You don't really see too much of that no more. Because why? They're evolving. They're getting money they moved on to bigger and better things. You're not gonna find no Mexicans standing on the corner selling crack, selling dope. They're moved on. They're like, dude, we gonna move a key. And we gonna break it up amongst the homies. We gonna move some powder. They're in the clubs now selling powder and shit to white folks. Right? Yep. John Doe, the long socks are gone. They ain't wearing the knee-high socks no more. We're the only ones. We are the only ones still stuck on stupid with that shit. We are the only ones still stuck on stupid with that shit. Because why? The Mexican people who were gangsters, they matured, they evolved, and they pulled the rest of they homies up with them. Them dudes don't got a gangbang now because they can just go join the LAPD. 95% Hispanic. Like, they moved on. They've taken over the unions. They don't need to be in the streets gangbanging, hustling with your dumb ass. They've moved on and they took that shit legit. They're using this. They're using this. They're running unions down. They're running the police forces. I mean, Anaheim PD, Long Beach PD, LAPD, all Hispanic, 95%. They don't need to do that. See, they did that because a lot of them were immigrants and stuff and didn't really have no way to work and shit legitimately. Now, they turned this whole state into a sanctuary state. Mexican drug cartel money has turned California into a place that is extremely hospitable towards Hispanic people, and especially if they're illegal immigrants. They use that cartel money to get into politics. Now they come in this motherfucker and they running everything. This dude right here coming from Mexico, bro, ain't got to worry about shit. Bro could coming from Mexico, not knowing a lick of English. Bro could be, if he arrived here from Mexico on Tuesday, bro could be in the union by Friday without a lick of English. No more language barrier. Everybody speaking Spanish on the job site. They evolved, bro. And what did we do? Running around trying to kill somebody who looked like us and still doing it. These Negroes will go work at a job and complain about how, oh, the Mexicans is racist. But when you get off work, you go right to your community and encourage other black dudes to kill other black dudes. Stop complaining. You're literally perpetuating the situation. And if I say something about it, you're so damn ignorant, you gonna call me a hater. Oh, nigga, you're goofy, you're a hater, you're this and you're that. Listen, man, I'm not the one complaining. The goofy person is the one perpetuating something that they don't like and then going back complaining about it. That's the goofy person. Real talk. I'm on my channel telling people, hey, we need to move to Africa. We need to get away from these ignorant Negroes because they ain't on shit. No, who want to leave? I do. You can either leave or live with the humiliation of being black in America. You trying to get something going, but can't do nothing because you got a bunch of people who look like you acting, showing their ass everywhere you go, everywhere they go. To the point where you walk in a room and everybody has prejudged you because they didn't see what you talk, what your folks is talking about on No Jumper. They didn't see what your folks is talking about on hood vlogs. They didn't see what your folks is talking about on all this stupid stuff. Pop the Balloon show. My boy Ali, my brother. See, this is my brother right here. Ali. That's my brother in Kenya right there. My best friend in the whole world. But yeah, man, I'm telling you, our reputation precedes us because the people who we choose to put in front of a camera, they make us look bad. And guess what? You can't blame other people. Thank you so much. You can't blame other people and say, "Oh, they market our degeneracy." No, they put lemon. You have a lemon one?
Unfortunately,
Oh,
tropical, organic securing Yasmin.
I'll take this jasmine. This is fine. Can I get two? Can I take two? I appreciate it, Aaron. Thank you so much. You have a nice night. Anyway, so that's what I'm saying. But the funny thing is, we would blame like Jewish people, right? Oh, it's the Jews, man. They do this and they pay these people to go up and make us look bad. No. They pay the people whose music you choose to consume. If black people tomorrow started listening to opera music and started listening to Beethoven and classical music, do you know that the record labels would be trying to go and find people who play classical music and putting that in front of you? Because they're going to put in front of you whatever you respond to. They're going to put in front of you whatever you respond to. You can't blame them. All they're doing is playing along to the beat that you tapped on the table. And they jumping in, tapping along with you, playing to your beat. We literally sit up and talk about how we control the culture, but we don't want to take no responsibility for the impact of the culture, the negative impact. We don't want to take no control. Like, it's like black folks talking about, we built America, but we don't want to take no responsibility for any of the negative aspects of America. We built America, but if something happened bad in America, that's white people's fault. How? If you built it, you're responsible for what happens in it. People build things according to their own image, right? We built it, but if something bad happened, that ain't us. Black people will tell you that we're not responsible for the hood being messed up. No, that's because white people dropped drugs and guns. Yep, because a white man stuck the crack pipe to your lips. The white man made your mama greedy to where she wants to kick your daddy out so she could get a welfare check. The hell out of here, dude. We was living in poverty. No, we wasn't. I ain't ready for drill Beethoven. But this is just the reality, man. This is just the reality. And you know it's real, like I told you. If you spit the real, they're gonna hate on you. If you spit the real, they're gonna report you. Look what happened on Instagram. Every time I go on Instagram, I get reported. Every time Instagram come back like, we restored your content, you did not violate our policies. But I know it wasn't Hispanics who went and reported me. I know it wasn't the white man who went and reported me. You know who reported me? A bunch of Negroes who hate hearing the truth. That's it. A bunch of Negroes who hate hearing the truth. The usual suspects. They want to play Nipsey, they want to play Kendrick Lamar. They not like us. You're right. They're not like us. Their communities are thriving. Their kids are growing up in safe communities and going to good schools. You damn right they not like us. They got some type of sense. They want something better. Yeah, they're not like us. Because if you act like us, you basically going downhill fast. That's like that should be like a badge of honor for them. You damn right. We ain't like y'all. We trying to have something. We can afford to buy homes in California. They can afford to buy a home in California. You want to buy a house, you talking about I gotta move to freaking Louisiana or way deep out in Nevada. House going to market. House going to market within 3-4 days, Mexican. Then within 2 weeks, a Mexican then bought it, remodeled it. Now it's looking like a palace in the middle of the hood. They have their infrastructure set up. Like they're beating us in every statistical category except for stupidity. And we're thrilled to death about it. We trying to hold little Drex the joint. Drex the joint. He should have said something. He shouldn't have said nothing. Because those people he was around supported him 1,000 times more than you will support him. Bro, I'm telling you, what? Listen, bro. Black people don't even show up to the concerts of other black artists. You go to a concert for RJ, Mr. LA. You go to a concert for Savi Third. You go to a concert for Kendrick Lamar. Any black rapper in LA, any LA rapper, Tyga, 95% Mexicans. You think they're about to say something against Mexican people and that's how they putting food on the table? These people, they're more loyal to them than you because they are able to be who they are because of those people supporting them. And what you're experiencing is reality. When you don't stick together, when you don't support your own, when you don't build up your community, when you don't lay down a foundation or infrastructure, guess what? You get to the point where you can disrespect people and can't nobody do nothing about it. You get to the point where people can disrespect you and there's nothing you can do about it. People talking about Drex the joint need to say this and say that. Well, dude, you grown ass niggas talking about that. Y'all need to go say something. You big OG hood bookers. Why don't y'all go have a meeting with they OGs and hey bro, hey homie, this ain't cool. Y'all they can't be doing that. Ain't that the way it used to go? Imagine a bunch of grown-ass men telling a kid he needs to go hold somebody accountable for dissing some hoods and calling somebody the N-word. It's OGs from all the hoods that they was dissing. They know where bro is from. They could set up a meeting with the OGs from over there and say, look, we can't be having this happening. They're scared. They're not going to do it because they're scared. They know they can't stand up to these Hispanics over here. It ain't got nothing to do with being scared either. It ain't got nothing to do with oh, they're tougher than us. It's just simply they have more connections than we do. They have more infrastructure than we do. They got more dudes who ready to risk it all than we do. They could bring an army from Mexico over here just to smoke niggas, and them dudes catch 50 bodies in 1 week and go right back to Mexico and they good. Oh, John Doe, 100% crying like bitches. They need to check this guy. This guy need to get DP. No, he don't. No, he don't. He needs to keep doing whatever he was doing before y'all ever found out he existed. He got to the top not because black people was listening to him. I promise you that. Drex the joint did not make it to the top because of black folks. You all are scared, and it's not just in LA or California. It's out in Chicago too. Man, listen. Oh yeah, black people in Chicago is definitely scared of Latinos. Like, bro, I'm telling you, like, I don't even think it's an issue of like being scared so much, like on a person-to-person basis. Probably the gang members and shit are scared. But what I'll tell you is it's more like I don't even think we're scared of like Hispanics, right? We're scared that we're scared of anything that might require a sustained effort, right? That's what black people fear. Black people fear having to wake up every day and do the same thing over and over, right? And if you end up going to war having beef, you have to deal with it every day. You got to deal with it every day. We don't like direct confrontation, right? We don't really, I'm looking for them, they looking for me. When we meet, it's gonna go down. Black folks don't like that. Black folks like, oh, look at that guy over there minding his own business, not even oblivious to what's going on in his neighborhood. Let's roll up on that fool and hit him up and ask him where he's from. That's what black people like. Let's catch a nigga off guard. Let's go beat him up and jump him and take his shoes. This dude then came to see his girlfriend. He ain't got nothing to do with what we doing, but we gonna jump him and beat him up because he don't expect it. That's what we're into, a lot of us. Right. John Doe, John Doe, 100%. We fear having to stick together more than anything. We fear having to rely on each other. Yep. MF Doom, 100%. We like a short battle and then we declare victory. Look at the situation between Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Drake ended up winning that. Kendrick Lamar got a Super Bowl performance. Drake signed a $600 million merchandise deal with the NFL. We love declaring victory in 5 minutes. We just want to say one thing and oh yeah, start celebrating. Kind of like if you ever watched that movie Bloodsport. Remember that one where the big white dude, Tom, what was that dude's name? The bad guy? I forgot the bad guy's name, but the white dude knocked him down and he started celebrating, and then the Asian dude got up and when the white dude turned around, he bust his ass down and put him in the hospital with a concussion. Yeah, just premature celebration. Celebrating, yeah, we win. No, you ain't win shit. Yeah, Desic Mesic, 100%. We fear sticking together. I'm with you 100%. We don't like that. Black people fear having to depend on one another. We fear having to depend on one another. And that's what Charleston White said. But Charleston White was wrong. He said something that I didn't agree with. He said Black people in LA only connect with people from their own hood. That's a lie. People be from the same hood, don't even fuck with each other. People be from the same hood trying to kill each other. Being from the same hood don't mean shit. Dudes might get together for a hood day. They don't even like each other. Trying to undermine and dirty mac each other. Trying to fuck each other's girlfriends and all that. Trying to undermine each other. That's gangbanging. I'm trying to tell you. I ain't gonna say the hood, but when I was in the county, it was some dudes from one hood. They was in there raping their own homies. If I told you the hood, it'll be an uproar. They was in there fucking their own homies. Some older dudes. Making them put Kool-Aid on their lips. To make them look more like women. And that's a fact. I ain't never lied to you on the internet. That is a fact. LA County Jail. And it's niggas, it's Negroes from LA who been to county, and if they real, if they honest, they'll tell you that shit be happening. See, and that's what happened with the Charleston White situation. He just exposed LA and told the real shit. When you get past the weed and all the gangbanging and all the romanticization of the hood bullshit, it's really just a dirty place. No, Tong Po was in Kickboxer. Come on, you're a hero. Get it right. Tong Po is Kickboxer. That's Van Damme. Also, Bolo is his name, but that wasn't his name in Bloodsport. Oh man, John Doe, for real. Kill their own homies. For real. Don't let you have a sack. Don't let you have no significant amount of drugs or cocaine. Your own homies will hunt you down and try to blame it on another hood. This is stuff we don't talk about. Man, download thugs for real. Thug in love. Like, for real. Niggas be gay. For real. For real. Getting thrashed by the homies. Cuz. But yeah. And the thing is with me, like, I'm not afraid to like say it because it's just the truth. Like, you mad at me, you're mad at the truth, the facts. I ain't up here dirty, like I ain't up here like dogging nobody or I'm not up here trying to throw smut on nobody. I'm just saying what it is. Chong Lee. That's right, Chong Lee. But yeah, man, this is the facts. And I appreciate Charleston White for saying that. And it's a lot of people who were in the comments under the video with Charleston White telling you like, yo, bro spoke 1,000% facts.
Yeah.
John Doe said anybody who in jail for over a year is gay. Hey, I don't know about the year, but what I'm saying is like anybody who keep going back to jail over and over again. It's something in there that you like, homie. It's something in there that you like. Because when I went to jail, bro, the first time I did like any significant, like 3 months or something, I was like, I'm done. Before I would go and I get out in a day, 2 days, 3 days, or something like that, 7 days. Once I got like 90 days, once I did, they gave me a year, but I did like 90 days. I was done. I was finished. Finito. I ain't coming here with you musty niggas no more. I've been to Africa many times. What you talking about, that guy Merc? But yeah, man, we just gotta get more dudes. We gotta get more dudes that's not afraid to speak facts and truth. Like me, I say what I say in front of anybody. Cause Nick, cause you know it's true. What's the most you could do? Threaten me and try, I'm gonna fight you, cuz, I'm gonna do this. Get the fuck out of my face. Okay, if we gonna fight, can we really fight? Can we make it an MMA match where we get in a ring and really fight? And I don't want no 2 minute, 1 minute boxing round. Let's do 5 minute rounds. Let's see if 5 minute freestyle rounds, and let's see if you really are as hard as you think you are. 99.9% ain't got it in them, bro. 99.9% ain't got it in them. Trust me. Because if you was that gangster, you should be making some millions in the UFC, bro. If you hitting that hard and knocking fools out and all that, you should be making, you're in the wrong line of work. You are in the wrong line of work. You so hard, homie. Is you hard enough to help them people, all them black people on Skid Row get housing? Gangster, tough guy? Hell no. Ain't no Mexicans mess with them bounties. You wrong. Shit. Ain't no bounties messing with no Mexicans. Please stop. I mean, for the most part, I don't really see Mexicans going out agitating people and looking for a problem. Like real talk. I don't see that. But these Negroes ain't messing with no Mexicans, and ain't no Mexicans gonna mess with them. Well, yeah, I'm telling you. They're not like, even if it's beef, like even if some shit jump off, right? The black people, when it comes to like blacks and Mexicans, especially in LA, the black people try to move to like squash it, make it peaceful. Now let that shit jump off with some other black people. Oh man, they trying to kill each other in the street. How do you feel about collating or collaborating with EYL podcast and discussing financial literacy? Hold on. Discussing financial literacy and things of that sort. It would be a good addition to your message. Yeah. Financial literacy, man. Let me tell you something. There's so much content on financial literacy out here. If people ain't doing better with their finances, they not trying to do better. I mean, bro, you could open up a bank account with US Bank. Like, I have US Bank, right? So I downloaded the US Bank app. Bro, every day they hit me with some new way to grow my money. Whether putting your money in a money market account, CD, whatever, and they just tell you, you just need this much money. You know, click this link. We're going to put it in there, and it's guaranteed this return. Like, it's so easy. It's at the touch of your fingertips now. You know, I'm all for financial literacy, but I'm also for, expediency and offering things to people who want it. Wasn't that Bounties that got beat on stage at the Summer Jam concert in the early 2000? What the hell? Who cares, man? Who cares, man? Hey, let me tell you something. I'll tell you my one and only experience with bounty hunters. I was 14. I was 14. My uncle lived in a neighborhood. I was playing basketball with my uncle and his homeboy Danny, who was Hispanic, at this park called 109th Street Recreation Center. They had a gym, right? We playing basketball on the courts outside. Inside the gym, it was a little league basketball game happening. So we're playing 3-on-3. Me, the Mexican homie Danny, and my uncle. We playing against some dudes, and they're from bounty hunters. And you know they're from bounty hunters because they're like on hundreds, and you think they're saying hundreds. It sounds like they're saying on hundreds, right? But they saying hunters, but they saying it so fast it sounds like hundreds. I'm from Long Beach. My ear's not trained to LA lingo. So the homie, so some guy, one of the guys, is game point because they keep wanting to play us, but we keep beating them. But we're at game point, and the homie Danny go up for a layup for game point. This dude from Bounty Hunters literally pushed this dude. And the homie Danny like fell and like hit his shoulder on the ground. And he like, hey man, fuck man, that's a foul, that's a foul. He get up that nigga like, nigga on hunters, I didn't foul you, blood, they bloods. Blood, I didn't foul you, da-da-da-da. So Danny jump up and he like, you did foul me. Like, man, it's our ball. So the dude like, hell no, y'all ain't getting shit. So the dude picks up the ball. The homie Danny, he grabbed the ball and snatched it from the dude because it's his ball. He snatched it from the dude. He like, all right, man, fuck it. We out. We leaving. Man, do you know that because he snatched that ball from that dude from Bounty Hunters, they didn't try to fight him because he's Mexican. If they would have tried to fight with him, they probably don't know if he's from somewhere and the Hispanics gonna come and cause a problem. They tried to fight us. We wasn't even getting into it with them. They turned away from the Hispanic who they was actually getting into it with, who was up in their face and they up in his face, and they started fucking with us. As God is my witness. We looking at it like, bro, it's a foul clearly. We're not from here. We're from Long Beach. Just get a man the ball and we'll just run it, check it up top. Bro, they start coming up on us, and my uncle like, man, fuck this shit. Let's just go in the gym because these dudes look like they trying to start problems. So we turn around, we go in the gym. Do you know, it was 3 dudes. It was 3 people. Do you know within 2 minutes of us walking in that gym, about 40 dudes came walking up in that gym, walked through the basketball game, was like, fuck that, blood, ain't no game, this and that. Came up to us, yeah, which one of y'all was said y'all wanted to try to do something to the homie, all this stuff. Man, I tell you, my uncle was like, man, look, it ain't even no point of talking to these dudes. We just started swinging. We just started swinging. It was a big ass fight up in there. It was so many of them, they couldn't even really get to us to beat us up because they was trying to climb over each other and shit to get to us. Man, we literally, you ever see one of those movies where a bunch of dudes pile on top of a dude and he slip out the side and they over there scrambling all on top of each other and the dude they trying to beat up walk out the door? That's literally how it was. There was so many dudes trying to get at us, and we were sitting in the stands, and people in the stands was trying to like move out the way and shit. We just slipped behind them, and then we ran out the door. And when we ran out the door, the police was out there, and they disappeared. You would have thought these dudes were ninjas the way they disappeared. But that's my only experience with bounty hunters, just some purely ignorant shit. But yeah, man, and that's what you're dealing with. I mean, it's probably not that bad now, but back in those days, like like in the early 2000s, when I guess gangbanging was at its best, you were getting jumped over stupid basketball games, and you weren't getting jumped because you actually did anything. You were getting jumped because they just didn't want to go at this Hispanic guy. It was like the stupidest shit ever. But yeah, just nothing but black on black ignorance. So I was like, yep, never going to 109th Street Recreation Center again. Interrupted them damn kids' game. And you want me to tell you the worst part when I remember that situation? The worst part is there were a bunch of black men in there. The referees was black. The dudes who worked at the park was black. A lot of black men was in the audience. And do you know those black men didn't say shit when those gang members came up in there and broke up that little league game and was trying to fight? And when I think about that shit, I be like, that's what went wrong in our community. Those black men in there was scared of a bunch of degenerate thugs. They were terrified. Like, dude, I just think like I'm a parent. I'm sitting up in the stands. Some idiot comes in here interrupting my kid little league game. I'm gonna say something to him. Those men said nothing. The community was too scared to say something. And I be thinking like this, bro. They can't kill the community. You can't kill everybody in the community. The community is bigger than that game. But they just like, oh well, this is just the way it is. Kids' game get ruined. Fuck the kids. So Lil Glocktavius could come in and avenge his honor against some people who never even dishonored him, right? Okay, Tommy Sotomayor, but why do you have to say this shit a bunch of times, bro? But yeah, that shit, like, it was the dumbest shit ever. And I look at the gang members, but worse, I look at the grown men. Like, I'm a teenager, bro. I'm 14. Like, I'm not starting shit with nobody. But they didn't even say nothing. They just sat there and was like, "Oh, okay." And that's how our communities just fell. That's how our communities went down the tubes. Grown ass men scared of a bunch of teenagers, right? They're gonna shoot me, bro. You can buy a gun as well. I'm glad I live on the East Coast. Yes, it is killing, but we still have black cities and some black. Yeah, it was so stupid. And that's why I be like low key, like when I see this gentrification and stuff, I don't even care. Like, it's good. It's better for these places. These places became safer. These places became safer. Like I look at these dudes talk about the police or the police racist, nigga. Bro, you were just nothing but a tyrant in your own community. You think I'm supposed to feel sorry for you? You got what you deserve. Because all you did was prey on other black people. In Los Angeles, y'all put gangs before y'all black rape. Man, it's the stupidest shit. For real. You're not lying. We all don't do that, but some people do that. Like, oh, I'm from this place and that place. Like, dude, you love a hood where all the niggas they love your hood love you so much that some idiot convinced you to go do something that got you in jail for football numbers. You doing double digits in prison because the hood. And when you go to jail, the hood ain't doing shit for you. I love how they shut down that Safeway out there. Yeah, that was in San Francisco. Same thing happening. Some same type of thing happened in Long Beach. Like, they shut down all the Dollar Trees because of stealing, and a lot of people was at Dollar Tree like every week. They shut down all the Dollar Trees and all the 99-cent only stores because of stealing. Oh man, they Port City Investments. They give every other race a pass, but let it be somebody who look like them. That boy, they out here going for blood. I'm telling you, and it really be like that. It really be like that. I'm telling you, it really be like that. But it is what it is, man. But I love it. I love look, you hang in a white neighborhood, I love it. I love hanging out, having my little tea, my little coffee. You know what I'm saying? Ain't shit. That bum is gone who was tearing shit up. But yeah, it's nice living. It's nice living amongst the white folks. You can't do this shit in LA. And none of these, not a single one of these black neighbors can you do this at night, 8:35, sitting out having a jasmine tea. Ashanti Mende, hell no. Come back to the South for what? The South is just as stupid. Like, look at Atlanta. Black folks, in my opinion, need to spread out. Go somewhere where there ain't nobody who look like you, and learn how to be a community. That's what I truly believe. Go where don't nobody look like you and learn how to be a community. Real talk. For real. Because anywhere where black folks is running everything is fucked up. Anywhere. Anywhere, damn near. Hey, in Philly, it's cold as shit. Look at Philly. Look at Baltimore. Look at Atlanta. Look at Detroit. Look at Chicago. Man, I ain't going. I mean, I love Chicago, but y'all know how shit go out there. But yeah, man, it's good out here, man. I mean, we good. It's a little nippy. You know what I'm saying? It's about 65 degrees, but shit, it's still good for me. I'm a big dude, and I got this thick ass 100% cotton sweater on. I'm good. But yeah, man, it's crazy. But hold on, my sister texted me. Uh, but yeah, bro, I go to small black cities in Virginia and North Carolina, and it's safe and cool. I mean, yeah, they do have small black cities that are safe. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about in the urban areas. Because here's the thing, you can do all you want to in small cities, but small cities are just small cities. Economically speaking, it's not viable for a large number of blacks, right? There's not a lot of jobs, not a lot of resources there. It's a lot of black people. We can't just go to small. All of us can't just go and inundate a small town, right? It's you can't just go to a small town and hey, everybody come live over here. Nah, you do that, then you got Atlanta, you know. But yeah, black folks gonna have to just accept that in America, we're just gonna have to. There's a lot of things that we need to unlearn, and there's a lot of things we need to learn. And we literally what destroyed our communities, what destroyed our communities was really white people and other groups feeling sorry for us because of the racism situation. It made us feel like we didn't need each other to survive. And it shows. Black people have what's called a radically individualistic mindset. We only care about ourselves. And even when we look at other black people, we don't look at like, what can I do to help us both come up? We look at each other like, what can I get from this person for my own personal benefit? Right? And yeah, Marxism, but that is Marxism, isn't it? That is Marxism. Welfare and all that, the state control resources and the redistribution of wealth and all that stuff. That's what it was, Marxism, right? But it made us feel like we don't need each other. These other groups, they received some of the same stuff too, but they never lost sight of the fact like together we are stronger. Anything we can do individually, we can do better together. You can't get black folks to talk about that. You got some of us who on that type of time, but you got those of us who like we will disagree with facts, right? Just for the sake of being disagreeable. Like that's one thing with black people that I've noticed. We disagree for the sake of being disagreeable. We don't disagree because we got a better idea. It's just like I just don't want to agree because that's what you thought of. Like, okay, what's your plan? I don't have one, but I just don't agree with what you want to do or what you're saying. And y'all know it. Y'all black. Y'all know what the hell's going on. And that's why a lot of black folks, when they have a good idea, they don't share with other black people. They just say, fuck that, man. I ain't sharing it with them niggas because all they gonna do is hate on it. I just told the homie, I was like, why you think Snoop Dogg didn't open his clothing store in Long Beach? Because niggas would have been hating on it. Because why? Not because he's Snoop Dogg, but because he's from Long Beach. Bro, Taka, bro, did you really just say the Nation of Islam? The Nation of Islam ain't doing nothing but scamming you Negroes. This man said the Nation of Islam. Let me tell you this, Taka, bro. I'm gonna put your comment up. The Nation of Islam. Let me read it. You off on this? Tell me why the Nation of Islam put together events with 60s, 8 Trey Gangsta Crips, Campanellas, 20s, 5 Deuce, Denver Lanes, etc. No scrap, No fights, and you're wrong. Bro, anybody could get along for one day. Prison, guess what? Taka, bro, let me tell you something. If you go to prison, right? Or you go to the county, you got people from all those gangs in jail. They go many days without fighting, many days without having no scraps. Proximity doesn't mean anything. Anybody can get along for one day. It's when you let these people leave these people to their own devices, and there ain't no guards or nobody from the Nation of Islam looking over their shoulder. That is what they're doing at that point. Anybody could get along for one day. Niggas from all hoods be at the county office trying to get some food stamps. They ain't up there fighting because they hungry, right? But what are they doing when they go back to their hoods? What is the crime rate looking like when they go back to their communities, when the Nation of Islam is no longer around? That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you could, like, anybody who tries to say stuff like that is just in denial. People still getting gunned down in the neighborhoods. Them dudes still out there hunting for the ops, bro. Nation of Islam ain't changing nothing, bro. Nothing at all. Nation of Islam would be better served opening back up those Shabazz bakeries and creating jobs in the community. Snoop Dogg left Long Beach and said, I'm going to rep this city from afar, 100%. As he should. As he should. The LA Thorn the Martian, 100%. I love my brother. He said the Axis and the Allies. He talking about World War II and World War One. The Axis powers and the Allied powers had a truce on Christmas, and it was just for a day. After that, the war resumed. Anybody could get along for a day, but it's what you do after that day that matters. 100%. I love that point you just made. They went right back to slaughtering each other by the thousands. Oh, the Nation of Islam had an event. An event is just temporary. It's one day. I ain't celebrating no events. How about you? How about we get a decade with no killing a black on black in LA, and then we start celebrating? Can we get 30 days? How about that? No gang related killings. All that would take is for every gang member to say, you know what? I'm going to just be cool today. I'm going to just chill. I'm going to chill for January, but I'll be out there getting these niggas again in February. They're not going to do it. And the funny thing is, killing people, you don't gain anything from it. It's not like back in the day where you shot at somebody over drug territory. If we get rid of them, we get that corner and we make a couple 100,000. It ain't even that no more. It's just all for clout. I did Fed time. We had a massive victory, right, over some Serrano Mexicans. I know black men can stick together. That experience made me love all black people. I bet you did. You got a victory in one jail. What about on the streets? What about, can we have an economic victory? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what matters. The economics of it all. Because those Serranos got out of prison and came home to working intact communities. Y'all got out of prison and came home to 80 people dying in one weekend that all look like each other. Stockton needs to hear your message. Daily murders, 100%. Stockton, Bakersfield, man, listen, man. That's two of the craziest places to me. Stockton, Bakersfield, places like that, Central Cali. Like, bro, it ain't even a lot of black people out in those places. Those are like farm towns. And black people out there trying to kill each other. Now that's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. It ain't even that many blacks, and black people just find a reason to smoke each other. How? When I was in Bakersfield with my sister, and she was telling me how these fools is acting out there, I said, are you serious, bro? It ain't even barely no black people out there, and they finding a reason to try to kill each other. Warring tribes, just like in Africa. When Big and Pac had a shouting battle at the 96 Soul Train Awards, Nation of Islam was there. Then destruction transpired when folks are left to their own devices. 100%. 100%. I'm telling you. Negroes can get along for one day, and then they go back to killing each other once they done. Shit's not cool, man. Shit's not cool. But crazy shit, man. Like, but yeah, man. That's all I can say about this LA shit. Charleston White wasn't wrong. Drex the joint, little man. He not a little man. He's a man, bro. Just keep doing what you're doing, man. A lot of these fools just don't even understand the context in which you live, right? And that's what I think we gotta make an effort to do more. We have to understand the context in which each other exists. Like, just because somebody's skin dark, you don't know where that person is coming from. You don't know what they grew up living through or doing. You know, you're just projecting your thoughts onto their situation. And if someone were to do that to you, you would be angry. You would be ready to fight with them. And oh, you don't know me. You know, that's black folks' favorite word. You know, favorite line. You don't know me. You know, and it's just like, but we'll do it. You know, rules for thee, not for me. But I gotta go, man. I gotta go, man. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching this. Till the next time, take care of yourself. But most importantly, please take care of each other.